Hello everyone and welcome to Timey-Wimey Studios. So in this video I just wanted to basically just say, where the hell have I been? Why have I not uploaded since I believe October of 2024, which is a very long time, and I'll just start by saying I never intended to be away that long, and we'll get into what have I been doing since October of 2024. So I did start recording the B&M wave of the October, I believe, or the November time, the wave that had the Resurrection and the Emperor Davros set, I believe it was. And I did actually start recording them. I almost finished the Davros review and I just never finished it. And I never did the Resurrection one, and I've not done any of them since. I've still bought them, I've still collected them, still ranted about them in my in my own free time and kind of, you know, privately, but never actually did any content about them. And it came down to reviews stopped being fun. They felt very much like a chore, like, oh, I've got to get, you know, these sets have just come out, you know, I've got to write the script, I've got to film the review, I've got to edit the review in like 2 days max, and it was like kind of like the rush to get these videos out, and I hated that. I absolutely hated it. So yeah, that was the reason no more reviews came, and it's something I do want to get back into. I want to change the formula of how I was doing it, because of the way I was writing them and structuring them. All the reviews to me felt very much the same with the way that I did them. They were very samey to me, and they just kind of got very boring. So I want to restructure them and do them again, because I did enjoy the actual process of doing them. It was just I didn't like the rush of trying to get them out as quickly as possible, and I didn't like how they were starting to feel very samey, and like all the audio to me whenever I was recording all the audio, because the way I would do my reviews is I would write a script for what I need to say, record all the audio of, and then just, you know, put loads of footage of me, you know, showing the figure or whatever, you know, I was reviewing Sonic or, you know, whichever, and that's how I did it. And whenever I was doing the audio, it felt very samey to me, and it just started to grind on me a bit, and then that just eventually broke. So yeah, I do want to get back into doing it, because I do have opinions on a lot of the sets that have come out. To be fair, mostly good opinions, because I think the online exclusives they've been doing have absolutely been killing it with them. You know, we've had the 14th Doctor with Meep, we've had the Wrath Warriors, we've had recently Tegan with the Dalek, we had the Master with the Tardis, we had the Third Doctor, which I never actually reviewed. I believe there was another one, but I can't quite remember. Runes of Skaro, that was a great one. You know, they've been killing it in the online exclusive department. The B&M sets have been good. The Remembrance set they did recently, that was pretty good. The Revenge of the Cybermen set, that was pretty good. Parting of the Ways, not so much. Just because they couldn't be bothered to retool the Assault Claw for whatever reason. And then they went ahead and made the Executioner gun from Eve of the Daleks and the Claw. So you could make new appendages, but you couldn't just alter the size of the Assault Claw. It's typical character for you. So yeah, so it's been very mixed bag, but I do want to get back into doing them, even if I just talked about the sets, not necessarily reviewed them, just laid my opinions out, because that was the bit I enjoyed, and just having my little rants about it. So yeah, do expect some reviews at some point. So the next thing in the timeline of the events is life, I suppose. The console took a very long time to do, and that became priority as it kind of dragged on and on and on. Like, no, this just needs getting, you know, just finished off, because it's just kind of lingering and kind of sitting around, and yeah, it just needed doing. And then there was things in, like, you know, private life, and yeah, And then I kind of started to find a niche I wanted to kind of fulfill, and that is with 3D printing. So I've been designing replicas of props from Doctor Who, and I do plan to sell them as kits at some point. I don't know when, you know. There probably won't be many available either, and it's not something I plan to make to order. Basically, just when I print one, it'll go up on eBay or wherever, you know. And yeah, that's something I want to do. Yeah, just kind of lots of things have got in the way of doing content on the channel. And as I said in my Tardis tour video, I wanted the Tardis tour video to be the first video I did coming back, and I had that set in my head for so long that basically, until I got round to doing it, I just wasn't going to make any content, which is, you know, pretty, you know, was a bad thing because, you know, it was October 2024 the last time I uploaded. So clearly that didn't go very well, because I intended to have it out by, I think, like the middle of 2025, and then it just kind of kept being pushed back, and I kind of just forgot about doing it. And then it's only like the end of last year and the start of this year, I actually went, oh yeah, I was going to make that as a video, wasn't I? Oh yeah, I suppose I should probably do that. And then I'm only just doing it now in March. But to be fair, I did actually record one before, but the whole audio was completely just horrible. And so I had to re-record it, which really annoyed me. So yeah, I kind of like then put it off by an extra couple of weeks. But to be fair, I was also doing other things. So yeah, and that all leads into the name change. So you're probably wondering, where the hell has Cyberkin Productions gone, and why the hell are you called Timey-Wimey Studios? So I've been called Cyberkin Productions by that point for about 10 years. And to me, I had thought about changing it. I had changed it once before. I was going to change it. I think it was like Firebound Studios or something. And I thought, God, that's awful. It's not very good. And it doesn't sound Doctor Who at all, because I wanted, although I wanted my primary content to be Doctor Who, I wanted to go into other things. And now that probably isn't going to happen. So I thought, hey, let's just come up with some Doctor Who-y name, and Timey-Wimey Studios was born, and I'm very happy with it. And yeah, it's something I've just been wanting to do for a very long time, but only recently just pulled the trigger on, because Cyberkin Productions has always felt very kiddie to me. I mean, I was 15 when I came up with the name, and you can kind of tell it's a bit of a name that, like a channel name and a child would name, you know. And you know, a lot of people are fine with that kind of thing, you know, if they've been called that for so long, they don't want to change it. But I thought, nah, I'm going to change it, and I'm glad I did, because I'm very happy with Timey-Wimey. Yeah, I did all the art myself. I did, you know, the profile picture, the banner, the updated pictures for my Dalek page. The other reason for wanting to change it, outside of it feeling like a kid kind of channel name, is Cyberkin Productions kind of didn't fit what we were doing anymore, and I wanted a name that had a bit more range to it, because we've been going to events. I mean, I've been doing my local event since 2016, because we were doing that, and we also started branching out to other events. Like a couple of years ago, I did Hooverville. I was going to go last year, but unfortunately, I ended up falling ill. This year, again, I plan to do Hooverville. Yeah, Cyberkin Productions just kind of started to not fit what we were doing anymore. That, plus also the 3D printing aspect, it just made that name not work. So I thought I need to come up with a name that kind of feels like it encompasses all of those different elements of what we do now. And Timey-Wimey Studios was born from that. Yeah, so those are the reasons behind the name change. I wonder if there's probably going to be quite a few people that are going to look, I don't remember subscribing to that, and then looking at it and going, hang on a minute, you know, that's, you know, and eventually I might get, you know, I'm not planning on editing of the older videos and re-uploading them or anything, so some people might go back to them and just go, hang on a minute, that they just stolen Cyberkin Productions videos. That'd be quite funny. Yeah, I'm quite annoyed with myself in a way that I let the TARDIS tour video take so long to make, because there's been so much content that has happened with the figures, especially, you know. So much stuff has happened with them that I could have made quite a bit of, you know, quite a few videos on. So I'm a bit annoyed with myself, but hey ho, it's one of those things, isn't it? But hopefully going forward, I should have more videos out. I plan to eventually go back to doing reviews. I don't know if I'll review much of the newer stuff that was recently came out in B&M, like, you know, past couple of years. I do want to go back and review older things. So I suppose the last thing I should probably touch on before ending this video is the series. Is it happening? And the short answer to that is, I don't know. Not yet. I don't know yet. I know what I want. I have the plan out. And I have started writing. And it is something I want to do this year, but we'll see how, you know, the year progresses and stuff. Yeah, there's just other things that are in the way of the series at the moment, and it's something I want to do. Like I said, I have a plan for it. I genuinely don't even think it would take that long to even make, because that episode that is on the channel, which, by the way, if the new series is made and does come out, that one will get privatized. It's not continuing from there, so that one will be completely, like, it'll be privatized, so you won't be able to see it at all, just because that episode was filmed 7 years ago. Things have changed by then, you know. We look completely different, stories change, you know, like the ideas that I had for it at the time wouldn't work now. The Omega costume that was actually at the end of that episode, I sold. I don't have it anymore, so that kind of, you know, so a lot of things kind of make that episode unusable in its current state, and it's not really worth going back and editing it. So it would probably just be easier and be overall better to just make a new episode 1, which I plan to do. And you know, that I had my own little niggles with that episode. Overall I was very happy with it. So yeah, but I don't even think it would even take that long to make, because that episode that we did took us 7 days to film. And that wasn't all in a row. Most of them were in a row. I think that was 7 days over the course of about 1.5 weeks. So basically like 7 out of 10 days in a row we were actually filming. And it didn't take me that long to edit either. Although, granted, there aren't a lot of like fancy transitions or anything. It's literally just putting the clips next to each other. So, you know, or doing like the regeneration effect, that took the longest, you know, and things like that. So I genuinely don't even think it would take that long to actually produce the series, but it's just sitting down and writing that is the longest stage, and yeah, just gearing up for it. So it's something I want to do, something I plan to do, but currently at this moment in time there are things that are in front of it on the priority list. So yeah, that wraps up this rather long video. I didn't plan for it to be this long. I mean, for me it's quite long. Whether it stays that long, I don't know, but either way, I'm sorry if it's over 15 minutes, and to be fair, it's probably longer than it needs to be either way. But yeah, I'm still rambling. I just had a lot to say. It's been a long time since I've spoken to you all, since I've actually said anything, you know. I've done posts here and there, but I've not actually sat down in front of a camera and spoke. So yeah, it's weird. It's going to be weird to say Timey-Wimey Studios other than Cyber King. Something that's definitely going to take a bit to get used to. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I answered the questions that some of you might have, like, where the hell have I been? You know, why have I not uploaded since October 2024? So hopefully I answered that, you know. Thank you all so much for watching. Please leave a like, leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any content coming up. And yeah, I will see you all in the next video, whenever that is. It won't be like 1.5 years, I can guarantee that. Although, to be fair, I didn't expect it to be 1.5 years last time. Let's decide not to worry about it. I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.